Alright, so I messed up my fork. As you can see, that's the main one right there. That's the problem. That's a definite indentation. Got a little burr on it, and then a scratch up there, which would cause problems in the long run. So I got one of these. This is a Send It Scratch Repair Kit. And I think it came from the UK, I think. So it comes with like a little instruction manual. There's also a video associated with the QR code on there. So you get your alcohol wipes in here. And some more. And then you got a file. And you got the resin and the hardener. And some polishing cream. Some more alcohol. And it comes with got some gloves. Then you got emery cloth. Then a block. I think what you're supposed to do is you take this and you put it over it. Use it as a sanding block to give it some cushion. And then you have these little vials that you get. So you put the hardener and stuff in there. And then it actually has a little space for it right there. You can put it on the box. Ain't that cute? So once you get to that point, you got like a little workspace you can put on it. And then you got it's a little stir and a little stir, I guess. And then for actually smeared it on. So we've got all of that. There's also a video. So this little QR code actually takes you to a YouTube video, which I have queued up on my TV. I do have some napkins. I got a big spray container of isopropyl alcohol, because I'm going to burn through those little ones, I think. And then I do got some Triflow, because apparently what you're supposed to do, from what I've learned, is that you put a little oil on there, and then you take the file and ever so gently just knock the burr off. So let's give it a go. It's like I can't damage it more than it already is. I suppose I could, but at that point I have to buy a new stanchion anyway, so it kind of really doesn't matter. Now, what they said, you don't put any pressure on the file. Just take it back and forth against the scratch to knock the edge off, because you're not trying to smooth it out, you're just trying to knock that edge down enough to where it feels smooth to the touch. Alright, so when I rub my finger across there, I feel the indention, but I don't feel any rough edges where the indention goes in. So I guess that's all the filing it took. So what I will do, I will use one of these since I got the majority of the oil off with my napkin. I'll just use this to clean up the rest and not touch it with my greasy fingers. Now the kit says that you got up to 5 repairs out of this one kit. That may or may not be true, because I'm not sure how long the resin will actually stay liquid once I open it and expose it to air. Alright, so here's the resin and here's the hardener. So the ratio is 2 to 1, 1 mil and a half a mil. And on this little gauge thing, there's a line like right here for the 1 mil, and then it's almost at the top for the half mil. So it's kind of tough to see on that plastic. You gotta shake that up. Alright, so I got a half a mil or a mil in that one. Partner has a plug in it. They didn't show that on the video. Okay, so far I didn't manage to get any on my fingers yet. A little stir stick. It says you're supposed to stir it for 3 minutes. I've been stirring it for about 3 minutes. Scratch covered all the way up. That is it for now. So got the burr knocked off, got it cleaned up, got the epoxy on it now. So now it has to sit upright for 8 hours. 6 to 8 hours is what they say. The next step after that, we'll get to the sanding part and then the actual finish work. So, alright, see if this works. Alright, so it's been drying overnight. I've been sanding on this for a little while. So I'm trying to just wear down the epoxy and not actually get into the stanchion. And it's slow going. I can tell you that right now. It is not a quick process at all. So what I noticed is that because I had the epoxy like right over the scratch and also over the indention. I've noticed that it really spread out a lot as it dried. So what was like right over the top of the scratch has migrated quite a bit and created kind of a large blob. So I also have, I got some other sandpaper that I had on hand besides just the emery. So what I noticed is that, so this is 2000 grit. It's what you would use on your headlights if you're restoring headlights. And it seems to knock it down a bit quicker than the emery cloth by itself. So the original dent was about that size, maybe a little bit smaller, and as I put the epoxy on, it has pulled out to like 6 times that size. So it's just kind of a bloosh, and as it dried, so now there's an edge on that outside of it and kind of a hump. So trying to get it to get that edge off and kind of smooth the hump out a little bit without getting in to the stanchion itself. And it's taken a minute. So this is probably the most difficult part of the process. Most tedious. I will continue on and show you the end result. I've been sanding on this for at least 30 minutes. Alright, so I'm getting down to the end to where the transition between the stanchion and the epoxy is smooth. So I switch over from using the sanding block to just using my fingers, because you can feel it. You can feel the edge as it slides over. So it kind of allows you to dictate how much pressure you want to put on that transition, that actually feels pretty good right there. I've probably spent, I don't know, 45 minutes at this point. So here's what it looks like. You can tell there's a patch there, but it is smooth. The transition's smooth. The big indention was like right there. So what happened, the rock hit here, and then it slid up. You can see where it hit the crown right here too. So from here to here is the entire scratch. Here was the actual damaged, like hardcore damage part. Had the burr on it and stuff. They got this compound. It's supposed to be a polishing compound. However, it does require some moisture. It's actually not bad. So it's looking pretty good. I use a lot of silicone spray because it doesn't attract dirt. It's real light, so it doesn't gunk up. And plus I use it on all my fork seals and pivots, my suspension, and keeps everything running smooth. So there is the finished product. It actually turned out decent. I'm happy with the transition, and I think the fork will perform just fine. Time will tell, because it is on the upper end of the stroke, so it's actually right up here. So it's not gonna, if it was down here, it might be a different story, but it's up here, so it's not going to get used as much as it would if it was lower. So I'm optimistic that the Send It scratch repair will actually work. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you found this informative, and like and subscribe.